What's up, everybody? You're back on a mental groove, and today we're reacting to another unapologetic Kevin Samuels moment that's lighting up the timeline. Before we jump in, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll drop my full breakdown after the clip. Let's get into it.
Hi, Kevin. How are you? Good, thank you.
Good. How old are you?
I'm actually 42, Kevin.
42. Are you single? Are
I
you
am.
single or are you married?
I am single.
Any children?
No.
Would you like to be married one day?
Yes, I would love that. And I actually wish I could have found you early on in life.
Early on, about how long ago?
I think, sadly, I started to realize everything that you're saying when I was 32.
10 years ago, you change every 5 years. I wasn't the man I am today 10 years ago. We all have to evolve. But here's the ultimate question. At 42, you have no children. I'm assuming you don't want kids?
I actually do, but I mean, obviously my age is not gonna, I'm definitely not
Okay.
able to, I guess.
Okay. How tall are you?
I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9".
What size?
I'm probably an 8'10", 8 or 10. Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, probably a 10.
How much
A
did you weigh
10.
last time you weighed yourself?
200 pounds.
That's every bit of 12,
Yeah.
14.
Right.
Okay, so you can't do that.
Okay.
Why do I say you can't do that?
Yeah, I really understand that, taking care of yourself, I mean, especially.
Why do I say you can't misrepresent that?
Why do you say that? I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
10, and you're 200 pounds. That's not even close to your size.
Okay.
When I say you can't do that, why would you? And I say you can't do that. Why would I say you can't do that?
Oh, because probably I'm bigger is what you're saying? A bigger dress size? Is that what? Okay. I haven't worn a dress in a while. I actually gained 55 pounds since COVID.
The reason I ask these questions is to get women to be honest about who they are, to see if you understand. So if you're 5'9", you're 200, how many pounds?
200 pounds. No.
Look about 210,
No.
215. But that's okay. That's okay. You gained 50. You said you gained 50 pounds in COVID.
55.
How much were you before that?
I was probably about 173 to 175. I always weighed a lot.
173 to 175 plus 55 pounds is every bit of 225, 230. See how that works?
Okay.
See, this is why I'm really an image consultant in real life. And we spend
Got it.
on something. Why are we spending time on this? Not to humiliate you. Not to embarrass you.
No.
Just this is the starting point for me. If you at 42 as a woman, if you can't be honest and say, I'm 230 pounds in a dress size 16, 18. You come in talking about you're an 8'10". That'll be like a man coming in saying I'm 5'7" with a 12-inch long. He makes $200,000 a year. He on Subway sandwiches. Would that be okay if he did that?
No.
Right. So, and this is part of the disconnect. You ladies aren't honest with yourselves. So I'm going to ask the questions. At 42, you'd like to be married one day. How did you get to 42 years old and not have kids and not get married, and then all of a sudden you want them now?
I became a Christian, and I became very close to like doing things in the church and kind of like serving, and got caught up in like, I'm a special ed teacher, so I kind of got caught up in the service of my teaching career, and then just I think I really was just like hiding from a lot of pain and a lot of issues that, you know, I had in the past that I really never confronted. And you know, my family, we grew up Catholic. Yeah, I am. I just finished my session with my therapist right now. So I'm seeing him 5 years, about 5 years.
Okay. So if you don't get married, what does life look like?
So, right, there are a lot of, well, what does life look like for me if I don't get married? I'm just kind of trying to just get back to being healthy and balancing my life in a way where I'm not full on into church, where it's just kind of like I got religious in a way. No?
Man, I'm really trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was raised a Christian. Church has nothing to do with the reason you're single.
Okay.
And if I can be honest, ma'am, you don't sound like you're ready for a relationship. I mean, at 42, I'm really struggling to get a direct, truthful answer out of you.
Yeah.
It's really what I'm struggling for, to get a direct, truthful answer. See, at 42, oftentimes when I talk about I date younger women in our generation are like, why you want to date a younger woman? You just want these little girls. No, it's because women our age, in our age cohort, how you should be meeting younger women is with wisdom and self-awareness. But if I line what you're talking like now against like the 20-something, the early 20-year-olds, y'all sound the same. Except that
Except what? I'm sorry?
20, and they're still 20 and 20-year-old body, 20-year-old, they got the benefit of youth. So
got it.
At what point do you think you're going to get serious about the things you say you want regarding a man? Because you're 42. You don't have one more day to wait.
So, Kevin, you talked about training and stuff. And so one thing I am focusing on is actually, I was that career type of woman because I kind of did real estate before. I would kind of flip homes, and I was just dabbling with some entrepreneur stuff where I had like vending machines, like a route and stuff. So I was kind of busy making money as well, right? I live in Los Angeles.
Do you have a roommate?
No, I actually, this is so embarrassing, but my mom gave me her house, and she's getting older. And so I know it was like a thing where she wanted, yeah, I know, Kevin.
You said I was a business person and this and that. I'm trying to hear where the outcomes are. Where's the money?
Yeah.
Are you sitting on millions of dollars?
No, I spent it all traveling.
I went your own home?
Well, just
you drive a Mercedes,
yeah.
BMW, Acura, or what?
No, I don't. A Toyota. Camry.
Mid-sized car. So, man, that rear and all that stuff. See, no, there was no career.
Yeah.
So at 42, sounds to me like so many women, you're just going through life. No, I'm just thinking it's gonna happen. So you talk about training. When was the last relationship you had?
Well, I mean, it wasn't serious. It was like
you had when?
Probably, okay, so I was seeing this guy for about 5 years. What, Kevin? Tell me.
When?
It was about like the last time I saw him was about like 6 months ago.
How long were you guys together?
Off and on for about 5 years.
Well, not much work with you, man.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Not much to work with you.
Mm.
And I'll say is, what do you think you have to offer a man? I'm asking you.
I'm actually willing to, like what you're saying, like be trained, because this last guy, there was a lot of stuff that like he wanted for his household.
What are you, okay, ma'am?
Yeah.
We're talking about starting a whole relationship with a whole new person.
Okay.
They got to decide. What do you have to offer?
It's hard to answer that, to be honest.
Well, you can't. Yeah. Okay. See, as a man, I know that I can't go out to a woman and say, I have no job, no transportation, no residence. I know I have to have something. Even primates and mammals, males of the species know they got to offer something to the females to mate. Why I'm doing this is because I'm like, y'all, women today have been told you just have to exist, to the point to where I'm talking to you and you're 42 and you can't tell me the basic stuff that you should kind of have been understanding since junior high or high school.
Well, I know I want to be like a stay-at-home wife. I want to be able to have a home. That's out.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Stay-at-home wife. Why would you be a stay-at-home wife and no kids?
Well, this guy had.
How would you get to retire after marriage?
Okay.
Give me the logic behind that.
Retire, you said. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
Married and you were a stay-at-home wife, that means you would not work anymore. You'd be retiring from the work world. Okay.
Well, okay.
Is that true or false? You'd be retired. You would not be going to do your 40. Okay. That's quitting the work world. That's retirement. And what would you be doing at home?
Well, that's what I wanted to say. You know, I actually meet men who have children.
What would you be doing at home?
I want to have a nice, lovely, organized home for my man to come home to have home-cooked meals. I want to be sane. I want to
waiting after the house is organized and he's out making the money. Who would mess it up?
Who would mess it up? I would think the kids, right? Is that what you're referring to? Okay.
I go out of the door to leave you at home.
Got it.
The house
Got
is
you.
clean and organized.
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
What do you need to do?
Got you. I understand. I understand what you're saying. No, I wouldn't need to do anything because there's no one at home. Just myself. Yeah. Got you.
You want to be a housewife. Obviously, you weren't raised to be a housewife.
No, I wasn't, Kevin. I was not.
Where are people from?
I'm Mexican. I was born in Mexico. Believe it or not.
Mexican women get married and start having their children in their 40s?
Not a lot. Not at all. At all. No.
So, ma'am, are you talking about reality? You said you want to be a housewife. And why would a man go get a 42-year-old woman to start making kids with? And then she doesn't have to work. How many Mexican women are housewives and don't work? I mean, what percentage? Of the
I don't know percentage.
out of 100% of married Mexican women, what percentage of married Mexican women are stay-at-home housewives?
I mean, I wouldn't know what to tell you because I don't look at the percentage, but I'm as far as my
you need to be able to tell me something.
Well, I mean,
in order to
numbers I
in order to
can't.
be a stay-at-home housewife, a man needs to be able to pay for it, right?
Yeah,
You couldn't be a stay-at-home
yeah,
housewife if a man couldn't afford for you to stay at home. So he has to be a
that's
higher
correct.
earning man. So you're talking about less than 10% of women. See, what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is this is the gap between, this woman is 42, I'm 52. We're roughly in the same age range. But the gap between you and me is the Grand Canyon. When people are listening, it just sounds like you're talking. I want kids and I want to be a stay-at-home wife. And it's like, well, ma'am, you'd be lucky just to have a man at this point. Lucky. Fortunate.
Yeah,
Or do you not see it that way?
I do. I understand it. I understand it a lot.
Then why not just focus? Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. So I have a question. When women get to your age, I almost feel like you guys are asking for everything just because it's the last call. You ever go to a bar and the bar is about to shut down and they say last call, and what happens? Everybody runs to the bar because it's the last drink you can, and they order a double Long Island iced tea with 3 tequila shots on top. It's because it's about to close. I think a lot of older women are at that point. It's the last call, and y'all are just saying you want all this stuff, and you're not thinking about how much money is in your pocket and the hangover.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Would you be willing to work just as hard as you're working now, or harder, if you got married and had a husband?
I mean, yeah, I like the way you put it as far as helping me to think that there would be nobody at home. Yeah, yeah. It's just the last guy I dated had 2 kids, full custody of them.
He didn't marry you,
so yeah, you're right.
Why
You're right.
did he marry you?
Why didn't he marry me? I don't know. He just didn't say. I mean, we didn't move forward with that. I mean, he didn't say that. He didn't say anything. Say it again.
Who ended the relationship? It's not mutual.
Well, no, it's not mutual. I think pretty much he did. Yeah, he did. He didn't say why. He just stopped calling.
What about the relationship before that?
Well, we would.
Okay. What about the relationship?
Go ahead.
What about the relationship you had before that
one? So he was 5 years older, and he had.
How long was it?
That was 3 years. Okay, so it was 5 years ago. So like 8 years ago.
How long
8 years ago. 4 years. Off and on.
4-year relationship and an off and on 5-year relationship. Okay, so that's 10 years, man. Okay. Have you had another relationship before that one?
Just one more, yeah.
So why are none of these men married?
Well, I can say that the first one wanted to, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Well, because I it's the whole thing that you talk about a lot where he was like not educated in a sense, and not open to No, he didn't go to college. He barely graduated. Oh yeah, I did. I went to college.
You get a bachelor's or you got an associate's, bachelor's?
I just got a bachelor's. I got a bachelor's in Spanish, and then I got my credential in special ed.
What do you mean he wasn't educated? He graduated high school?
He barely graduated high school, yeah, and then
he graduated.
Yeah, he did, sir. He did.
So what I'm hearing is you were better than him.
No, because
When a woman say a man's not educated, that's not a compliment. That means
got
your
you.
education is higher than his. So
Well,
listen.
Mhm. Okay. Yes.
Because you're going to be single for the rest of your life. So you need to understand why.
Yes. Okay.
The man that you likely would have fit with was the guy who barely graduated from high school, but he graduated, as opposed to the woman who, are you a native Spanish speaker?
Yes.
And you went to college for Spanish?
Yes. I was gonna be. I didn't. Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely not. You went to college for a useless degree. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
who was smarter? The guy, but he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't as educated. Well, but the thing that tends to happen is when women get those degrees, you feel like it makes you more valuable, even though the degree.
It's true.
So you thought you were better than him. And here's the thing:
It's
that
true.
was likely your best fit.
Yeah.
And I want to know from you and all the other women, why do you guys think you just get unlimited chances? Do you make room for the possibility that you don't have any more chances? That men don't see you as, because you're not young. You are 42 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I say you would be at? 27, it's time to sell. 30, you're 50% off. 35, you're on clearance. 40, you're in the outlet center. 50, Salvation Army. You're at the outlet stage of life.
Mm-hmm.
It was a joke, but it's serious. And this is what I mean. At 42, it's like, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And you were with a man in your youth who wanted to marry you, and you didn't marry him. Well, that's you're a woman of faith. Does God tell? There's nothing in our faith tradition that says you get unlimited rides. So now,
I wasn't saved back then, though.
Well, that's fine. But now we have to start looking at quality of life.
Yes, sir.
What is the rest of your life going to look like as a single woman?
Yes, that's been something that I'm kind of just thinking, working on, type of thing, and I do, sir. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry?
Sisters or brothers?
I have one sister and one sister and one brother, older.
Is your sister married?
Yes.
Your brother married?
Yes.
Get those badges up, people. Hit the badges. Y'all want me to turn the comments on? Hit the badges. Ma'am, I'm not trying to be funny, but the numbers are really stacked against you. Let's say what we have so far.
May I ask what you said about my brother and my sister, married, and then you said,
so it's not like you go live with your brother, go live with your sister. They got families, they got lives.
Yes, so they do.
You got to live by yourself. So
right.
Let's just take stock of where we are right now. 42.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
How tall?
5'9".
5'9", 230 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
When I said 5'9", you didn't say anything because you accept that to be a fact. You are 5'9".
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
You are every bit of 220, 230 pounds. I can see your face and your hands, and I do this for real. Stop bringing attention to something that you need to accept the fact that that's the weight.
Okay.
You walk around in a puff jacket.
I just took a walk outside, but yeah, okay.
That's all I'm saying. Stop lying.
Sorry.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Okay.
42, and you ain't doing nothing about it. So that's even more. 42, 230 pounds. And your job currently is what?
Special ed teacher.
Okay, so you're a teacher. So you're earning middle class income.
Yes.
All right.
So I just have to kind of, what do you recommend? Just worry about me?
Well,
survive?
Truthfully, I don't know if you're gonna like what I'm saying.
Okay.
You don't make enough money to. Who's gonna pay for your retirement after you're 65 and you can't work anymore? Who's gonna pay for that? You'll get if Social Security is around, you'll get a fixed income, less than $1,000 a month. Teachers have you have a pension?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And you live in LA?
I'm investing right now.
LA?
Yes.
You're investing, okay. Ma'am, you can only invest what you earn.
Well,
So
yeah,
so
okay.
you can't just, it's like say I'm investing, that's like you only can invest what you earn, you don't make enough money to get a massive return. So
Yes.
at 65, when you are no longer capable of working and earning a living,
Mm.
who's gonna pay for you?
Mm.
When your money runs out,
Mm.
when the pension runs out, and if the less than $1,000 you're getting from Social Security ain't enough, you don't own a home, the family will be dead, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? See, more you
Well, I'm screwed.
need to
Like you
start.
said, I'm screwed,
Huh?
right? Like you said, I'm screwed, right?
But what's gonna happen? If you can't pay your rent, what happens?
Well, I mean, I'm trying right now because I have thought of that,
If you
Kevin.
can't
I
pay
really
your
have.
rent, what happens?
If I can't rent, you said,
You
what
can't pay your
happens?
mortgage, what happens?
I don't really have a big mortgage. I'm trying to pay it off right now.
If you can't pay your mortgage and you can't pay your utilities, you don't have enough food
Okay.
money. You don't have enough money for medications and
Mhm.
gas.
Mhm.
Something happens in the house, you don't make enough money. What happens?
I'm screwed, basically.
See, I want you guys to understand that women really, truly do not want to say what, just like that thing about their weight, they won't go all the way down to the end. Where in the world can a single elderly woman survive on her own?
Bringing an elderly woman. I mean, my experience has been that I've seen elderly women, especially in our community, like no matter what, like people care for them, but that's not the goal. That's not my end goal.
People who are people? Are they their family members?
Family members or even like friends.
Okay,
Like I've
in
seen.
your neighborhood, they're just as broke as you. They're just as middle class as you. So how?
Yeah.
See, this is what the position you ladies are in. You don't have a husband, and you're going to run out of money. And you and you think the government or somehow the neighborhood or family, well, your family, so you're going to be a burden to somebody else, is what it is.
Well, right now I am kind of making moves with some certain things. I'm turning the house into a rental unit. I'm gonna do an ADU, and then I'm trying to buy another house right now to do. I'm trying to buy units right now to, get rent, and then also my dad left me some land in Mexico on the beach. So my sister and I are working together to. Well, we're trying to build something where we want to do like an Airbnb because it's right next to Puerto Vallarta. So my sister and I are working.
You're taking you're taking money and let's just go with that. You build it and you take the land that's on the beach and you build it into an Airbnb. You buy another house. It's still contingent upon somebody paying rent.
Okay.
What if nobody rents them?
Okay.
What happens?
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's that risk, right?
No. What happens? You take all your money and you invest it into
Mm-hmm.
a property and you hope that somebody rents it.
Well, we do have experience. Like my mom had a hotel out there, my aunt had it, and so
Well, I don't have any sympathy. I don't. Middle class, special ed teacher, think you're going to be a real estate mogul in your retirement. Just admit, I'm clutching at straws. Everything I'm doing, I hope it works, and it has to work. Because I don't have a husband, I don't have the relationship skills to keep a relationship together, but this makes me doing this, and it's all got to work. Versus doing the one thing that has worked for thousands of years. That's why I'm having this conversation. So I want you guys to understand how women are doing things these days. The simple path is, I need to get a husband. I need to get somebody in here that I can split the bills with so we can grow old together, so he can watch my back and I watch his back. So we can combine incomes together. But no, I'm talking to a woman who's a special ed teacher, and you talk about you don't even own your own house. Your mama did something with that. You got some money from your daddy. That ain't yours. You taking that and invested into something, some property in here, and you playing Monopoly and Donald Trump, and it all got to work. And that makes more sense than saying, I need to keep that capital.
Okay.
Because that's not a guarantee.
Okay.
Or is it?
No, what? No, I mean, there's
Talk about
always.
building a home for an Airbnb. What if Airbnb ain't around in 15 years? Are you really honestly thinking about the 65-year-old you?
Well, that's how my mom and my aunt
Your
retired.
mom was married to who?
My dad left when I was 13. Okay. So my mom started building a hotel in her 40s.
Okay.
And my aunt did too. And then also I had my own home. And
A hotel where?
I had a hotel in it's called Guayabitos. It's like 45 minutes. Yes, in Mexico.
Your mother lived in the States.
She lived in the States till until my dad died. Say it again.
Was in Mexico.
She built it in Mexico in her 40s.
Right. The hotel was in Mexico, a different economy.
Yes.
At a different time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, this is exactly what I said.
No. No, Kevin, I really appreciate it. I do. I know.
I'm frustrated because so many women have been so lied to that this makes sense.
Yes, you're right.
Like, well, my mom did it.
Yeah.
In Mexico, you're in LA, and you're a special ed teacher.
Yeah. Yes.
You haven't built anything.
But
you assume that everything you're going to do is just going to work because your mom did it, and then your aunt did it. Was your aunt married?
My aunt wasn't married either. She got divorced. Yeah. This is why. No, it's true, Kevin. Yes, they are. And
the issue is, this is what happens when average, and I want you guys to think I'm being difficult. Remember that when she was younger, she thought she was better than a man who wanted to marry her. Guys, that's what you guys forget. Every 40-some-odd-year-old woman that I talk to tends to have had left a man in their youth who wanted to be with them, and they turned him down. You thought you,
Kevin, can I ask?
Nope,
Okay.
that's enough.
Okay.
I don't want to